operasyon sa Caloocan ang 4 na milyong pisong halaga ng mga pekeng gamot.
Peligroso ang pag-inom ng peking gamot dahil posibleng iba.
Lumapad na ang kahong-kahong mga peking gamot.
Imbis na gumaling ka baka lalo ka pa nalalo.
Ate, pabili po.
Ano yun?
Paracetamol po. Yung mura lang.
In the Philippines, it is easy to notice that a significant number of counterfeit drugs is readily available in most stores. According to a 2019 report by the UN on transnational crimes, the Philippines ranked first in terms of the number of counterfeit drugs in circulation all over the country, most of which are imported from India, Pakistan, and China. What are the dangers of counterfeit drugs? They are a public health hazard given how random the effects of these drugs on the body can be. And they are a waste of consumer income since most of the time they may not have any effect at all.
I actually tried once when I was asthmatic. Up until now I am. But during my childhood, when the medications prescribed to me were just not working, my mother gave me this drug that she brought from a Chinese drugstore. And it was recommended to her by her friends. So when I was using this drug, I was actually hopeful that it would work because it's a new experience. And sadly, nothing really happened. It was just another drug. I'm actually open to this sort of stuff, but seeing that there's discrepancy sometimes with these sorts of things and it's a concern of public health, I'd actually prefer regulated and drugs that are known to be safe.
Despite the risks that are associated with counterfeit drugs, the Philippines is a country stricken with poverty, so most people cannot afford prescription drugs from more reputable sellers. And since counterfeits are made to be cheap and affordable, majority of Filipinos will gravitate towards illicit drugs. This puts public health in danger since illicit drugs typically involve undergoing several manufacturing steps that cut corners, deliberately diluting products by substituting cheaper chemicals or by altering expiration dates on packaging, which make the drug extremely unreliable.
The internet is really especially problematic for these unsafe drugs and increase awareness and education in the medical community and the public more broadly about the prevalence of and risks associated with counterfeit drugs.
The presence of counterfeit drugs in the Philippines is a real concern. For one thing, most Filipinos prefer counterfeits for their affordability. And another problem is that most Filipinos are not even aware that the drugs that they may be buying are in fact counterfeits. An example would be paracetamol, which is one of the most problematic drugs according to the FDA. In this image, the distinctions between counterfeit and authentic paracetamol are highlighted. And as you can see, it would be hard to validate authenticity, especially when you don't even know that counterfeits are present in the first place. This fact is true for most Filipinos according to a report by the UN.
I think we need to have partnerships between the pharmaceutical companies, between government agencies, between nonprofit agencies, and a variety of sources to let people know how dangerous it can be to buy drugs from an internet source.
Despite efforts by the Bureau of Customs and Food and Drug Administration to mitigate the importation of counterfeit drugs, existing discrepancy with the definition of counterfeit drugs in RA 1823, which is the provision responsible for prohibiting counterfeit drugs, proves to be a challenge. especially considering advancements in technology is not making things any easier. So what can be done in this situation? Well, according to a report prepared for the Medicines Transparency Alliance, the government needs to revise its policies and systems with regards to counterfeit medicines. It's easier to combat a problem that you can understand than the one you have no idea about. So that's the first step. The second important thing would be to act accordingly with a fresh understanding of counterfeit drugs. We should be able to stand against counterfeit drugs effectively. The public is also an important stakeholder here, so it's also necessary for the government to make the general public aware of counterfeit drugs. The problems facing Philippine medical sector are deep and wide. Any attempt to solve them seem futile at worst and temporary at best. But steps must be made and actions must be done.
We want to feel safe.
We need security.
Our health is on the line.
This is a national concern.
It needs more attention.
No to fake medicine.
No to fake medicine.
No to fake medicine.
No to fake medicine.
No to fake medicine.